Hey guys, long time no see. I know, I've been absent. And that was partly accidental, partly deliberate, because every time I went to make a video, I got called in, I got called out. Something was going on in my life because I literally live several different lives. I mean, multiple tasks happening at the same time, and only one of them actually pays me. So when the one that actually pays me starts picking up, I go, you know what, I'm sorry everybody, I gotta go over here. Gotta make the money because the volunteer work doesn't pay the bills. So, and I would never ask my volunteer work to pay my bills. That's really hard line that I draw. I do spend a lot of time with my local group. We've been doing signs locally. We had new people at our meeting because of our sign. This is part of this grassroots activism. I'm trying to encourage these people to start joining things like central committees because from what I've been noticing that the at-large GOP RNC, they don't really have the grassroots interest at heart. They kind of brush them off. And we saw this in our last election with a local politician, Paul Marsh, who was running for an assembly district that's traversed both the Victorville area, which is the far east side of the high desert, and then the East Lancaster, East Palmdale side, which is the west side of the high desert. And so this person was running for this central area, and what happened was they had a lot of grassroots supports. The grassroots teams were ready to go in and help this person, and they did. When the grassroots teams approached the GOP and said, "Hey, could you help us? Either with funding, flyers, resources. What can you do for us?" They went, "No, we don't think that that's a race we want to put money into," and they turned around and they walked away. So the GOP at large just basically abandoned this seat. So we're seeing the GOP and the RNC abandon personalities, superstars, the people who are actually doing work. Scott Pressler is snubbed by the RNC. He does everything he does for free. And so we're seeing a very big shift in our culture, the grassroots culture, where we're shifting away and we're pulling our power away from those standard Republican GOP groups, and I think that's a good thing. That's actually going to help spur them to start paying attention to us more, because for a long time they've been saying, "Oh, the grassroots are just crazy. They're just," and the RNCs, the log cabins, the GOPs. Sorry, all they want to do is collect money for candidates who they kind of are wishy-washy, and the grassroots people don't really like. I mean, everybody kind of pulls their nose and pulls the lever for that candidate. But in order to really change that, in order to truly change that, we have to start getting on those central committees. We have to get onto those RNC boards, because we're never going to change it from the outside. So that's something I want to work on with my local group and with other local groups, and getting people activated and getting them moving up, basically up the food chain, so that the grassroots can have a voice at these central committees, these planning committees, because they're the ones who come up with the policy. They're the ones who come up with what we're going to be talking about, our talking points. What's important right now, and it's on everyone's lips, is parental rights. It's happening. It's been happening. We saw in Glendale the groups of parents who came down and said, "This gender affirming stuff doesn't belong in my schools. My child needs to learn to read, write, and do math before they learn about genders, pronouns, and he, she, him, her, them, they, these, are." I'm sorry, it doesn't compute. And so this is the battle, and this is an activation point, and I don't see the RNC or the GOP capturing these people in a way that the grassroots people are already engaged with them. So this is something that I really, really want to work on with my local teams, and I want to share with you guys so that you guys can start sharing this and doing this as part of your local grassroots efforts. I've been away for a while, but it's not like I haven't been watching. I've been watching Biden ruin the economy, ruin everything. And then I also watched the Baby Lives Matter rally that happened this weekend on Saturday in Santa Monica. It was great. They had a good time. Antifa showed up. Of course, they wanted to try to disturb. The police were there. They came out with their samurai swords. And of course, yes, there's actual photos of police with swords going, back up, back up. It's actually kind of funny. And then, of course, Antifa got their butt kicked. And the thing that I noticed was the same characters are out there. I saw Sky Spider. We saw Zodiac. We saw the orca who's over there with her legs in the air going, "Look at me, I'm twerking," and she's pounding on her genital area. We saw Um, oh, Tina Desiree Berg. I saw her out there. She was out there. She was all excited to film people. And as much as I lamented not being there, I was actually thankful I wasn't there. But at the same time, I also want to say that rally season is coming up. The weather is actually getting to be really, really nice. People are going to want to start going out. So I'm excited for rally season. Rally season is part of this whole grassroots movement where you get to go out there, you get to just express yourself and be yourself and just get this stress out, because there's only so much pounding you can do on the keyboard. You can argue with people on Twitter all day, like, but how much frustration can you really get out? The rallies really seem to do it for us grassroots people. It's really fun. I actually, funny story that leads me to a really fun, cool story, and I don't know if you guys want to adopt this in your office or wherever you work. I used to work for an office where we had a somewhat stressful environment. We were pretty chill most of the time, but every so often you just couldn't figure out the problem. I spent 15 years as an optician, and some days the prescription, the patient, the fit, something, it just wasn't clicking, it wasn't communicating, and you were left frustrated. The patient was left, somewhat satisfied, and you're over here just wanting to just punch a hole through the wall. So we had a coworker who brought in a bunch of plates, cups, dishes, flatware. And I was like, what is this? And she said, well, every time you feel like this, like, because I had one day, I had that. She's like, here. And she opens up this box, and I go, what is it? She goes, take 2 plates, take a cup, take a saucer, whatever you want, go out to the alley, and just throw it. And I was like, throw it? Yeah, she's throw it. So that actually became the office policy. They had a back alley in the area, and then she's like, okay, then you got to sweep it up. I was like, yeah, that's fine, But, you throw it, and you feel better. It's the same reason why you go out and you shoot firearms into a target. It's a release of stress. It's a release of anxiety. And I think that we're doing this generation a huge disservice by not teaching them how to release that stress. And we're seeing that as a reaction when we see these young people actually killing people, hurting people, and then not giving a crap. They're basically, well, blah, I'm going to do this. So be the consequences. If it ends my life, it ends my life. At least it's better than here. And that's very, very sad. Those people need to find the light. I really do. I do believe that it's truly sad that someone has such a negative outlook on the world and morality and spirituality. But I don't want to go that far right today. I do want to tell you guys that I am still here. I am still creating videos. Pride Month is coming. It's the most annoying month ever. But it is also my birthday. My birthday falls smack dab in the middle of it. And I'm going to enjoy it the best I can, going camping, doing things with my friends, doing things with my family. And I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Mwah! Bye, guys.